what are the best neighborhoods in Orange County, California? Now, we're going to go through a long list of what best means, because obviously best is different for everybody. You know, what are the best for schools? What is the best location? What is the best bang for your buck?
Yeah, Courtney, I think I'm the best husband, but Courtney doesn't really define it that way. So there we go.
So let's get started. So here we are in Orange County. I'm sure, you know, people are probably most interested in most bang for your buck, but we'll get into that a little bit later. So let's just go, you know, the number one real estate and location. So let's talk about first centrally located. Obviously, Irvine, super popular for a number of reasons. It's central location as well. And then, you know, obviously the cities around it are fairly centrally located too. Like Lake Forest, Laguna Woods is a 55 and over community, and then you got like Costa Mesa, Santa Ana, Tustin. These are all very centrally located. Fountain Valley, Costa Mesa. So you want to just talk about maybe some of the more centrally located cities in Orange County. So if you're looking for, you know, you want to be right near this major job hub, as well as this one, as well as this one, all these central locations. And then we will talk about, you know, if you are an LA commuter, as well as the other major job hubs as well.
So as far as, yeah, like, so best in this case, I guess, would be one of those things where we're talking about, like, you know, like most convenient access to anywhere, right? We're not talking about specifically LA because that's a whole other one. But, you know, this is the geographic center of Orange County. So not only is Irvine basically at this point the most well-known, but also it's a geographic center. And again, it's the number one job hub itself in Orange County. And you also have top-tier university and University of California, Irvine. So again, another huge job hub as well. John Wayne Airport, which is not exactly it's actually technically in Santa Ana, but it's borderline. There's a lot of development in the Irvine portion of it, that area. So you have tons of different pockets of employment in Irvine itself. And then obviously all these cities, again, like you're mentioning, surrounding it, super convenient access. Santa Ana actually is another convenient location because that's actually the county seat. So this is where you have your county and federal buildings are in Santa Ana itself.
Yeah, and Fountain Valley is pretty centrally located, and people tend to really like Fountain Valley.
Yeah, for sure. So.
Yeah, so it's just for central location, obviously, if you're looking for being in the middle of Orange County, those cities tend to be a good option.
Yeah, and what's nice too about this area is that it's pretty, like, again, everything's pretty close. If you want to get to the beach, right? Because obviously you're in Southern California, you want to be, you know, a lot of people ask, okay, how long does it take to get to the beach? And like if you're in the central area, it's pretty short, like, you know, within 30 minutes for sure, if not shorter, basically.
Yeah, even if you are talking about, you know, the most east city in Orange County, which is Yorba Linda, so right there, I mean, even it in itself is not that far to the beach when you talk about, you know, just general location. Like if you talk about the difference between Orange County and maybe San Diego or LA is that they do get places that are pretty far east, whereas Orange County is pretty small. So even when you're, you know, far away from the beach, you're not that far away compared to some other places.
For sure. So before we continue, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Sean Azad.
And I'm Courtney Dezad, and we are licensed real estate agents here in the beautiful state of California.
And if you're watching this channel, you might be thinking, wow, Sean, I love Orange County. I love the Pacific Ocean. I love the beaches. I love the outdoor living. I can't wait to move out here now. The problem is I'm not local. I may be out of state and maybe even out of the country, so I don't know what to do. And I totally get that. That's when you reach out to us because we work with a team that can be at your beck and call to help you find that perfect home. We can have that conversation, find out specifically what you're looking for, and really give you great guidance, not just like on the call, but we can even do virtual tours of the property. So we can be your boots on the ground. So when you do come out here, your time is spent super efficiently. So what you want to do is you want to give us a call or shoot us a text.
Yes, that number is a cell phone, so you can call us or text us, or you can use WhatsApp if you're outside the country. And since we are on Irvine, I know we talk a lot about Irvine on this channel, but people are very interested in it.
We're looking at the data.
Yeah, so, you know, obviously Irvine, if you're thinking about the best, what is in terms of the best school district, Irvine is ranked number one according to niche.com. It definitely, you know, it's got a very good reputation for school districts. But one thing that we like to say on this channel, and we actually have done a video totally only about this, is that we always argue that anywhere you are in Orange County, you have the opportunity for a great, highly ranked school. Maybe the one you're zoned for isn't the best in terms of rankings, in terms of all the websites. But you might have an opportunity for a charter school or, you know, a particular magnet school or something like that. truly, we did a video about it. U.S. News and World Report gave the, quote, best high schools in Orange County, and they were all over the place.
Yes.
Not just Irvine. Of course, all the Irvine's ones were on there. But
Yes.
we're just, that's one nice thing about Orange County is that you don't have to do private school like maybe some other areas, San Francisco or something like that comes to mind.
Yes, exactly. So, nice thing is, anywhere in Orange County, there is some opportunity, it seems like. Now, and it may not be where you're zoned, right?
Yeah.
So you may have to be wary of transferring or having your child enrolled into whatever school that is. But every school district has some of their, pinnacle programs there.
Yeah, for sure. And then since we are talking about location, we obviously talked about centrally located, but let's talk about, Sean gets a lot of calls from people that have jobs in LA and they want to live in Orange County. So what are some of the, quote, best places for that?
Yeah, I mean, and coincidentally, it's kind of all the border cities. So anything on the Orange County side.
Let's show where's the border.
Sure, but so if you were to consider the orange curtain, right? Maybe we should make this marker orange rather than red, because here we are, right? So the orange curtain here is kind of one of these things where people want, let's say they commute to LA or they like to take part in the events or the entertainment in LA, but they don't want to necessarily be in LA. So basically, so your Orange County stuff is so this is kind of this very beautiful rendition.
You went through La Habra.
I made a
That's
mistake
technically.
there. Yes, that's true.
That's Orange County.
I blew it. Let's see. Let's try this again. Okay, so Seal Beach, La Habra is not there, but La Habra is. Brea, Yorba Linda. So that's this kind of the orange curtain, right, is alive and well. And so what you have here is a bunch of cities that really fit actually Huntington Beach, even though it's not technically a border city, exists Seal Beach before it. It's a very popular location for people that have to commute to LA because it's pretty convenient access, because you take the one, the Pacific Coast Highway, this is the one, you take it right through and you're in Long Beach pretty quick. But again, other cities for sure, like Cypress, Buena Park, La Habra, Brea. Fullerton's a really popular one as well because, again, really convenient locations right off of the 57 freeway and the 5 freeway and the 91 freeway. So again, very convenient access. That's what I love about Orange County is that you have even though the landmass is actually relatively small, you have tons of these arteries, and not just freeways, but also big streets. But again, if you're looking at just straight freeways, you have just so many of them that run right through, and it's just very convenient access. Not to say you won't have traffic, because you will, but it's again, we're graded on a curve, and we are way better than, let's say, LA or San Diego County or Inland Empire for sure.
Yeah, and, this, what we were talking about, what Sean had outlined, that's, quote, North County definitely has worse traffic. I feel like the traffic really starts getting bad. You want to show basically once you get past Irvine into Santa Ana, that's when the traffic starts getting kind of horrific. It just keeps getting worse. The closer you are to LA, the worse it gets.
Yeah, and it's more obviously a planning thing. It's more, again, these are more these are much more mature cities. They're built, long ago. But again, long ago for Orange County terms. Yeah. But I mean, a lot of the stuff in Orange County in general is built in general 1950s and newer. But a lot of South County was built in the 1980s, 1990s, 2000s, and that kind of thing. So it's just one of those, what are you looking for? And of course, there's trade-offs, right? Some people like the older homes because they obviously have a little bit more character. They have a little bit more organic feel to them. Whereas you have all these master plan communities in South County that don't offer as much of that character and organic feel. Very inorganic, and actually in a lot of ways.
Yeah, so when we talk about, quote, South County, it's really just Irvine and South, not including the beach cities. So, so North County tends to, of course, there are some pockets, like Brea is very, master planned, but they're most generally speaking, you got your cities where it's a little bit more charming. We've done videos about Fullerton. I just see that right there, and definitely has that character, like a cute downtown. Some people prefer to live in a place like that. When I worked,
I'm actually working with people right now that are they would prefer to have a downtown vibe, like a charm to that. Where again, and I guess we could do a little blurb on that too.
Yeah, so cities that are super charming. I mean, one of my, my favorite boss ever. Yeah, people think Sean's my boss, but no. My favorite boss ever. He lived in Fullerton. We all worked in Irvine, but he didn't want to move to Irvine. He could have easily moved to Irvine. He just thought to himself, I don't like it. He liked the charm of Fullerton versus Irvine.
Yeah, exactly. So you have, and again, you have like cute downtowns, and that's indicative of a lot of these North County cities. Mm-hmm. They just have this cute downtown vibe. But as far as cities that actually tend to offer more of that, so you have Fullerton, Orange. Santa Ana actually has a little downtown vibe to it. Like actually, Huntington Beach has a little bit of a downtown, like that Main Street type stuff. I guess so.
It definitely is more charming.
Yeah,
Seal Beach too.
Yeah, Seal Beach, that's true.
Yeah, like Rossmore can definitely be. You see how.
Well, they don't always have a really downtown vibe. I would say.
That's true, but it's definitely more charming. I would say.
Yeah.
It's not like the master planned.
Yes, exactly. So and then Tustin actually, I'd be remiss without mentioning Tustin.
There's Tustin. Tustin's interesting because it also can have the master plan. So we've done a tour of Tustin, and that's really what we highlighted, is that Tustin is kind of this tiny city that has so many different things to offer, whether you want
downtown Disney.
That definitely doesn't have a charming / organic feel. It's definitely completely constructed.
But it's there. It says downtown in the name.
True.
But
True. Yeah.
No, but Tustin, like having said that, Tustin is a fascinating city. I find that like really interesting because you have some new construction stuff going on. Yeah. You have some older homes. You have downtown. Again, it has a lot of stuff going for it. I really do like Tustin a lot.
And since we are talking about, some of the more charming cities, they tend to also not have HOAs. So if you're looking for the best cities for not having HOAs, tends to be more central / North County if you're looking for lots of options. Not that, some of South County, you can't find that. It's just it's harder to find.
Yeah, well, because a lot of, as a general rule of thumb, the newer the construction, the more likely you're going to have an HOA. Especially in this area, like anything, honestly, built 1970s and newer. It's like a high likelihood of some sort of HOA. Yeah. And they obviously like our various degrees of restrictiveness, and again, that's important for you, either for or against. Reach out to us so we can direct you which way to go, because some people absolutely love the HOA. They like it how it maintains the they like the amenities, like how it maintains some sort of uniformity. Some people really hate it. They're like, this is my house, my land, this is my little kingdom, and I don't want this extra layer of oversight. So it's just, again, it just depends on what floats your boat.
Yeah, and so let's talk about now, sort of going totally different. Let's talk about the areas that offer the opportunity for bigger lots, maybe even horse properties, so more land, more of a sense of space.
So basically what you tend to find, and there are pockets in other cities that would surprise you. So we've done videos on some of these interesting pockets, but as far as your general overall larger land masses, so like your Yorba Lindas of the world, which I love Yorba Linda. I think Yorba Linda is really cool, where you have Orange Park Acres, like that's a part of Orange here, North Tustin as well. Anaheim Hills. So you have some opportunities for equestrian type land or just larger plots of land in general. Obviously, as you get closer to the coast, there is it's just harder to find. Not to say that it's impossible, but it's just obviously, one, it tends to be a bit more expensive, and two, there's just not much of it.
And then just getting into South County in terms if you're looking for more land, bigger lots, bigger homes, you could deal with Coto Casas definitely, or Trabuco Canyon, or, that kind of stuff.
I mean, and parts of actually Mission Viejo even has.
Yeah, so circle show.
So
parts of Mission Viejo, Coto,
Trabuco Canyon. Yeah. Obviously, I hate this stuff that you get really into.
That's pretty far out.
Yeah, it's pretty far out there. So, North Tustin, Orange Park Acres, Yorba Linda, Anaheim Hills.
Yeah.
Parts of even Fullerton has a little bit more land for sure. I mean, actually, like there's some of that stuff, but these are your general areas where you're going to have more opportunities for land. If you want something that's actually measured in close to an acre of something that, or what's beyond 5,000 square feet as far as land, so you have more opportunities out here. Now, having said that, there are some little pockets. Again, one of my favorite neighborhoods in all of Orange County is Nellie Gale, and they have a bit of land. They're kind of right around here, give or take. And actually, some parts of San Juan Capistrano actually has a little bit of that too. There are some opportunities for sure. It's just, again, that's why you want to reach out to us so we can kind of find out specifically what you're looking for and really find you that perfect home.
And then now let's go, what is Orange County really famous for? Let's talk about the beaches. Now, we're not gonna belabor the point because we have done videos purely on the beaches, but let's just talk about the beach cities and what sort of differentiates each city, and then after that we will go on to bang for your buck in terms of some of the areas in Orange County that sort of offers you the best bang for your buck. The cities, we have San Clemente, Dana Point, Laguna Beach, Newport Beach, Huntington Beach, and Seal Beach. So let's talk about San Clemente. Let's just
go south to north.
South to north. So San Clemente, you want to sort of give the flavor of it. So subscribe to this channel. We are planning a tour of San Clemente. We've done one in the past, but the sound was kind of bad, so we're going to do it again.
We got better equipment.
We're kind of waiting for the weather, and also Sean's schedule is difficult. So when all the stars align, we will do a tour of San Clemente, so subscribe for that, and then of course I have to edit it, which that can take up to 6 months.
Faster than the laundry, though.
Faster than folding the laundry, that's true.
That's my job, actually.
I just finished our Irvine tour. That literally took me 6 months.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, it'll be published soon, but regardless. So, okay, let's start with San Clemente. Sort of like, what's the vibe of that? So let's first show the large swath of land. So San Clemente is on the border of San Diego County, but there is a large swath of empty land.
Oh, you're now. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, there's a large swath of empty land. Okay. So Ocean said that's the first city in San Diego County, and then you have this big swath of land, which is essentially Camp Pendleton, and then also the San Onofre, the decommissioned nuclear power plant. That's why there's that big swath of land. So San Clemente is kind of isolated on its own, and then you want to sort of give some of the flavors. People love San Clemente, though.
Yes, San Clemente is really cool because actually it's a little bit of, it depends on what side of the freeway you're on, actually. So the 5 freeway is one of the major freeways in all of the West Coast. Actually, it's probably like the major freeway because it runs from the border, so from San Diego, basically, effectively to Seattle, right? So it's a major freeway, and so it runs through San Clemente itself. And what you have here is kind of a tale of two sides. So like this side of the freeway, so the coastal side is very, again, rustic, eclectic, there's a lot of character, a lot of beach shacks next to homes that have been torn down and built McMansions. So you have a lot of just variation here, a lot of variety. And then on the other side, it's actually pretty master plan, newish, like Talega and everything. So it kind of depends on what side of the freeway you're on. So it kind of offers a little bit of everything. And actually San Clemente does have a really cute downtown. We did not have that on our list before for downtown, but actually their downtown is really cute.
Now let's go on to Dana Point. We like to call Dana Point a unicorn city. I think it gets forgotten in a lot of ways because it's right next to Laguna, which is
way more expensive,
world famous. And Dana Point, it has a beautiful harbor as well, so I feel like it gets sort of forgotten sometimes.
And actually it, like San Clemente, has a little bit of tale of two sides too. So the Monarch Beach aspect is kind of like your master plan communities, gated communities, that kind of thing. And then Capistrano Beach, for instance, that's again more of a variation of homes, different ages, a little bit older from that perspective.
Yeah, and we have done a tour of Dana Point, so look for it on our channel if you are interested in that. And then Laguna
Niguel's kind of close. One of our other little hacks.
Well, basically. Laguna Niguel is not a beach city technically. It has no coastal land. But let's go to Laguna Beach. Let's go to Laguna Beach. So Laguna Beach, and it's next to Newport, definitely the two most expensive beach cities.
Yeah, and you'll put that up with any location in the world, and it will go toe to toe with anybody as far as what the value is for, again, being in one of these premier locations. I mean, this is again, perfect weather, beautiful beaches, the whole 9 yards, beautiful views, everything.
Yeah. So, and then Newport. That's where Sean grew up. Definitely insanely expensive, just like Laguna.
Yes.
Just like Laguna.
But much more convenient than Laguna.
Yes, for sure.
So Newport's really interesting. Because again, part of Newport is Newport Coast. Again, very master planned, newer. So Newport Coast is master planned, newer, gated, that kind of thing. So very pricey, but very nice. Corona Mar has a little bit of more, just more charm. You got a lot of variation. And then Newport Beach itself has, again, a lot of variation too. And then, of course, Newport's harbor is like ridiculous, right? I mean, again, the beaches and all these things are amazing. So we almost like gloss over them like they're nothing.
Yeah.
They are amazing, but Newport's harbor is particularly interesting because it's such a large harbor for being a non-commercial one. So you don't have container ships and that kind of thing. But we've done actually even whole tours on Newport and Newport's harbor.
We recently published a tour that we did of Newport Beach. So if you're interested in all the little neighborhoods and stuff, check that out. So we'll skip Huntington for now, and I know Huntington people are gonna be
like, why
raging.
not?
They're really mad if we say
for a good reason.
Anything bad about Huntington, but we'll get to it in a second. Okay, so Seal Beach, that's definitely a smaller city.
Much smaller.
Very, there's not that much there. We've done a tour of Seal Beach as well.
Yeah, it's just like it kind of gets lumped in because it's almost like an extension of Los Alamitos / Rossmore.
Yeah.
Because they're actually all part of the same school district.
Yeah.
Obviously, these two are not, they're not beach cities certainly, but they're just kind of in the, like again, location-wise, proximity, school district. They kind of have a lot of
similarity.
They're just an extension almost of.
And they're very small. It's very small. And then Seal Beach is interesting because it does have a large 55 and over community in it. So sometimes people they'll see some condo that's really, really cheap, and then they'll wonder why it's in a 55 and over community. So now I know we skipped Huntington. We'll get ready for the hate mail over that. But let's talk about Huntington now.
Yes.
The reason we skipped Huntington is because at least, in Sean's opinion, it's one of the best places in terms of bang for your buck. When people are calling and they're wanting certain things, they tend to want highly ranked school district. They tend to want fairly central location. If you're wanting to be closer to LA.
Close to the beach.
Close to the beach.
Close to the harbor. Have harbor.
Close to the harbor. So if you actually look at the median home price of Huntington Beach versus the median home price of just Orange County, it's only slightly more. As of the time of this recording, Orange County is 1.1 million and Huntington is 1.21.
Which is crazy. Again, it's a beach city. It's obviously got a name and reputation to it because obviously people know Surf City, USA. So it's not like no one knows about it, but I find that the value-wise for especially a coastal city, that you'd be hard-pressed to find better value than Huntington Beach.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, it's actually, again, it has so much to offer, has fantastic beaches, it's got a harbor, it's got
the best weather in the world.
It's got fantastic weather. So when you look at that price point, you're going, wow, it should be really much higher than that. And before, it seemed like that Dana Point was actually fairly close to Huntington Beach in value, but for whatever reason, Dana Point just shot up. And maybe that's honestly due to the lack of just homes on the market because Dana Point is a much smaller city. But Huntington Beach's value proposition is really, really high.
Yeah, and I think there's a reason that the buyers that Sean works with, so often they end up choosing Huntington Beach. I mean, they come here and they're looking everywhere, and then Huntington, for some reason, speaks to them.
Well, I mean, it's a
for
value.
all of those reasons, yeah.
For what you get, I mean, it's really good. And again, convenience-wise, like if you're working in LA, like even if you wanted to, like let's say like everything was the same between Newport and Huntington as far as price is concerned. Newport's just that much further away from LA, so you kind of avoid a decent amount of the traffic that happens, like right. Yeah, so like with Huntington, like, so you have a couple options, right? You can take Pacific Coast Highway, get you right to Long Beach, so right quick, or you can take the 405 freeway. So it's fairly close. And again, if you're going to Newport, you have to go all into this and stuff, and it's just further away. And so like for some people, they just don't want to be that much longer in traffic and on the freeway. So just proximity-wise, for a lot of people, it's super desirable. But then on top of that, the value proposition is ridiculous.
Yeah, and then if you're just talking in terms of just pure value, actual price, we really like the South Coast metro area. So that's part of Costa Mesa and part of Santa Ana. And just in terms of how centrally located it is, what you get, the housing that you get, it tends to have a very good bang for your buck. Yeah,
and also like it's also right by all the freeways, so it's super conveniently located, like a really easy trek to go anywhere you want to go. Yeah. North, south, east, west, anywhere. These freeways run right through it. So, and then plus South Coast Plaza is one of the premier shopping destinations, and not just the area, but in the world.
Yeah. So there's the South Coast metro area, which is
South Coast Plaza is
part of Santa Ana and Costa Mesa. So basically, so Nike South Coast Plaza, where that is, that's basically South Coast Plaza, right?
Yeah.
All this area right here.
Yeah. And so so you're like next is like some of the best shopping and dining too. Like you have tons of dining options. Like several of the Michelin rated restaurants in Orange County are actually located in this area itself. Yeah. So again, and then the price point is actually extremely reasonable. So if you're looking at like a really good value proposition, South Coast Metro is really, really good.
Yeah, and then in terms of another good bang for your buck, when people call Sean, they say, I want land, I want it to be gated, I want it to be in a highly ranked school district.
Golf course.
I want a golf course. So Coda de Casa, in terms of what you get for the price, Sean finds it to be very good value, and you've had definitely a decent amount of clients that agreed with you, and they found themselves in Coda de Casa.
Yeah, Coda de Casa is really interesting. So one, their HOA dues are not particularly expensive, especially given the fact that it's gated, so therefore you have to maintain the streets, you have the guards and all that stuff. So it's gated. It's also, you have a golf course here, you have about over 5,000 dwellings in Coda de Casa itself. So it's not technically a city, it's a census district. But this, it's highly rated for the schools in the area. It just taking into account like what you're looking for. Like if you're looking for a certain amount of land and you want a certain amount of size, Coda de Casa is actually going to fall in your list anyway.
Yeah.
But Coda de Casa also has a bit of a ritziness factor, right? So the thing is that you're getting this name, but you're not really paying a premium for it, which I always find fascinating because you're going, okay, well, like Laguna Beach, right? So if you're going to Laguna Beach or if you're going next door to Dana Point, there's going to be a bump in price for being in Laguna Beach. That, it just has that kind of Ritz factor in comparison. Coda de Casa has every bit the Ritz factor of anywhere else in the county, but you're getting it actually you're not paying any premium for it. So for me, I just love value, right? So when I see Coda de Casa, I'm just fascinated by just in what you get for the price that you pay for it.
Yeah, and we have done a tour of Coda de Casa, and I forgot to mention, we have done a tour of Huntington Beach as well. So I will link at the end, I will link all the cities that we've done tours to, and subscribe too, because we're always doing more tours.
And remember, we are licensed realtors here in the state of California. So as much as we love making these videos, what we love more is to help you with your real estate needs. So whether you're looking to buy or sell a home, what you want to do is when you give us a call or shoot us a text.
Yes, that number is a cell phone, so you can call us or text us, or you can use WhatsApp if you're outside the country.